Welcome, guys, to another episode of Renaissance-Bodybuilder, a sneak peek into my mental health journey as I navigate what it really means to be on a journey of self-discovery. This will be my official New Year's episode. So, Happy New Year's. Welcome to a new year, 2024. I hope you guys have set some goals. I hope you guys have set a list of books that you want to read this year, set a list of activities that will set you on a journey of self-discovery, set you on a journey of self-help, set you on a journey of just being you. I know I have, and I know I will, and we can walk through all of that. Maybe not in this episode, but in episodes to come. So I'm your host, Micheal Otule, and let's jump right into it. How we always start off every episode is how I'm feeling. Right now, I am feeling inspired. I'm feeling really inspired to just be on this journey, not only with you guys, but just with myself. This is a journey that I've kind of really been always wanting to be on, to where I could just fully focus on me, fully focus on what I have going on, fully focus on the activities that I want to do, some of the things that I want to do. For instance, I have a facial scheduled for tomorrow that I'm really excited about. It's something something minute. I know something small, something that most people already have done, but it's just something that I booked, scheduled, and I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? And something about that just feels really heartwarming. Feels really like I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Really just inspired to be on this journey. Another thing that I kind of want to do with these episodes, or how I want to start these episodes, is with affirmations. If you follow me on social media, you know that I have been posting a lot of positive affirmations daily. And this is something that, you hear all the time. You hear people say, positive affirmations help, blah, blah, blah. And you don't really understand, or you don't really know until you actually start looking into it and applying it to yourself. That is something that I actually did start doing. I downloaded this app called I Am, and I have it set to send me affirmations. It may sound OD, but 10 times a day. I know. Here's why. One, affirmations is something that is new to me. Is, like I said, something that I hear people do and say all the time. It's the whole, standing in front of the mirror and like read out an affirmation and let it sink in. To me, in my head, it was just like, what do they even look like? like you literally want me to stand in front of a mirror and do this? Okay. So I started doing that, and it started seeping in. Some of the affirmations that I was reading and trying to, and just, letting in was really helping. So then when I got this app and I saw that you can have 10 of them sent to you a day, I thought to myself, like, I'm in a journey right now where, yes, I am on a journey of self-discovery. I'm on a journey of, just discovering what I like, what I don't like. And I want to be reminded of that. What does that look like? I don't know. So let's start that off by having this app yell at me 10 times a day. And every time it does come up on my phone throughout the day, I read it and I just let it seep in. And y'all, it's really been something that has been really inspiring me to be a better person, think positively about myself, and move in that positivity as well. And then also spread that positivity. And I can definitely say it has helped. So I'll read out some of my favorite ones, and then I want you guys to definitely try to look into it. Look into the app. It's called I Am. This is not sponsored. And download it, see if you like it. You could also even set the reminders to be leaving less than 10 a day, obviously, and see if you like it. And I'm pretty sure there's other apps out there too, but here are some of my favorite ones that I just kind of let sit in with me and follow me through. One of them is I am working on me for me. I mean, I just thought that was like perfect. That is like perfect. Obviously setting the theme for this year for myself. I trust my own wisdom. This one's a huge one because sometimes when I think to myself, or I even say, my thoughts out loud, or, even when in meetings or with friends, I would say things and or not say anything, but I would feel like my thoughts are not being heard, or I would feel like my thoughts are not contributing to conversation at all. So this one, I trust my own wisdom has really been helpful for me in letting me know that I got this. Like I know what I'm talking about, and based off of the experiences that I had, because that's how everybody else is, talking too. So own that, and I trusted myself in that. So that was a big one for me. And then finally, I still love myself even when working on myself. Another huge one, because I don't know about you guys, but when working on yourself, you start finding out things about yourself that are not too happy about. Just like, wow, why did I do that? Or why am I like that? Or why did I let this person do that? Stuff like that. And it's just like, it's okay. Let's figure out, where those feelings are coming from. Let's figure out how we can turn that into a positive and work from there and move from there. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was like another big one. And I have like a list of favorites from this app. So those are definitely the three that have been really inspiring to me and helping me move in positivity. So as you can see what the title is, what are boundaries? This is something that is really, really important to self. Anybody is setting boundaries for yourself. And this is a topic that I actually had to do some research on, because I don't know if I have boundaries, and then I think I do, but I'm super lenient on them. I'm always like breaking them, always like, stepping over the line to please someone else. I am what you would call a people pleaser. So that is something that I want to not necessarily like give up, because I still love people. I still care about people. I still care about people's feelings and stuff like that, and everything that I do. But I also want to definitely make sure that I am putting myself first and I'm happy with the decisions that I make. So the first thing that I want to do is definitely set up some boundaries. While searching for what a boundary is, I didn't even know what a boundary was. And I also wanted more examples of what a boundary is so that I can be able to set them. Because I learn by examples. Like, I don't know about y'all. I learn by examples, pictures, doing stuff like that. And how we'll do this is I have an article pulled up. I'll read what the article says about what boundaries is, and then we can kind of move the conversation from there. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to read some of the parts that I highlighted, and we'll kind of talk from there. The article is from Psych Central by Leah Campbell, medically reviewed by Bethany Judy. I will put all of this in the show notes so that you can, see the article as well. The article is called Why Personal Boundaries Are Important, How to Set Them. So personal boundaries are vital, but not always easy to establish. Still, with a few helpful tips, setting and communicating boundaries becomes easier. I hope so, because that's what I'm looking for. So we'll start with, what are personal boundaries? Personal boundaries are simply the lines we draw for ourselves in terms of our levels of comfort around others. These boundaries may have to do with physical contact, verbal interactions, or our personal space. These boundaries typically fall into a few specific categories: emotional, physical, sexual, workplace, material, and time. Boundaries can also exist in a variety of situations, including at work, at home, when visiting family, or when out with friends. Really, anytime you're talking about engaging with others, you'll likely get personal boundaries that surround that situation. And finally, personal boundaries don't have to be communicated for them to exist. We all have our lines of discomfort. They're there whether you tell others about them or not. Still, personal boundaries are most likely to be violated if we don't communicate them, aka, which is why we're talking about it. So the importance of setting boundaries for myself is very important, because, like I said, I don't know if I have any, or I know I may have some nonverbal ones, but I have not communicated that, nor have I even practiced that. So a lot of the boundaries that I'm going to be setting for myself are around saying no to things that don't feed me personally, that I just don't feel like doing, that are a waste of time, that I find no enjoyment in, stuff like that. Those are the things I want to start writing down and setting boundaries for. Another thing is, like I said earlier, I'm a people pleaser. So A lot of the boundaries that I do want to start setting for myself as well will be around my happiness, putting my happiness first, making sure that I am safe and or protected in whatever situation that I'm in or that I even agree to. So yeah, those are what my boundaries will be when it comes to the subject of people pleasing. And lastly, if a friend, family member, anyone says that they want to do something, says they want to go somewhere, and I say, for instance, find something better and or a better way to do this certain thing, I'm just going to say it. A lot of the times I just kind of keep quiet because in my mind, I'm thinking that person has already thought through some of the options of doing said thing. And most of the cases, not. They just said, I want to do this. This is the way I want to do it. Boom, Mike, let's do it. And then I would just kind of go along with it. And then, later on down the line, I'll, talk to someone else and they're just like, oh, then why didn't you do it like this? Or there's a different way you could have done it. I was like, I know, I just didn't say it because I didn't want to like offend that person and or make that person feel small for not even thinking about doing it a different way. You know what I mean? So those are the things that I will be kind of setting my boundaries around. And I think that will be good for me. And I think it'll also help me set more boundaries for myself. I know there's no limit to how many boundaries you can set for yourself. So don't even think that, like, oh, I got 50 and I'm good. Another thing is definitely write down your boundaries. Just saying them off in your head, promise you, doesn't help because there are so many ways you can set boundaries. There's big ones, there's rigid ones, there's small ones, and you could forget the small ones while remembering the big ones. So, but if you write them down and kind of memorize it from there, you'll be fine. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to give y'all advice that I'm not going to be doing myself. And would it be advice that I'm giving because I'm not an expert, but still help each other out here. All right. There is a book that I did start reading. If you are into audiobooks, self-help books like myself, it is a book called Set Boundaries, Find Peace, A Guide to Reclaiming Yourself by Nebra Glover Tawwab, Tawwab. So far, so good. It is narrated by her, and she goes into real detail about how to set boundaries. What are boundaries? She gives like tons of examples. She's also a therapist for 20 years, I believe that's what she said. So that is an expert that you want to follow for sure. She even has an Instagram that she also has a lot of examples on there. So definitely check her out. Check out, if you are on a journey like me and you want to start setting some real boundaries for yourself, definitely check into this book. Again, it's called Set Boundaries, Find Peace, A Guide to Reclaiming Yourself. Really good. All right. That is the topic on boundaries, y'all. Before we wrap up here, I do want to give y'all a little update on coming out with my parents. Like I said in the last episode, I did come out to my parents, and I kind of want to give y'all an update because, we're on this journey together. We'll start with the update with my dad first. Yeah, haven't talked to him. I have not talked to this man since he texted me about, just like losing my last name and all that type of stuff. I have texted him. I texted him on Christmas. I also texted him on his birthday. No reply. But I know he is alive because he is talking to my brothers. So that's good, I guess. And then as for my mom, which a lot of people said this, but I didn't really. I guess I wasn't thinking this far because I just knew that this journey of my mom and dad coming around was just going to be a long one. But a lot of my friends said that my mom will come around first before my dad, and I kind of see it because though it was awkward talking to my mom at first because we have met up, we have had conversations, and though it was very awkward at first, it was like a lot of small talk, and it was like small talk, awkward hug. I just did not want to it just felt like I'm unwanted, right? It was just like, or it felt like I was like a foreign object, literally in the room. But as the week, because I stayed for a week over the break, as the week went by, she slowly just started kind of opening up. We talked less about my sexuality and more just about, like, work, what I got going on, what she got going on, what is happening in front of us, because we also went to my brother girlfriend's Christmas family gathering. And that was actually one of the first times we actually started having a real conversation. I was just very happy. I remember just having the feeling of warmth and happiness again, because I was just like, ooh, I kind of got my mom back ish. Not really, but she's there. And also, this is after having, being on the phone for family prayer, and her not sounding like herself. Because usually after family prayer, we would pray, and then afterwards just kind of chit chat on the phone, kind of get some life updates from everyone. But for the past couple of times, it was just, amen, click. I'm just like, whoa. And then, me and my brothers are left like looking like, whoa, this is she's not happy. so so this actually feels good to have my mom not necessarily shun me out, but still kind of draw me in. Another feeling that also feels good too, that I noticed that I started doing, but I need to stop, is when she, first read the letter and, was doing all of, the Bible verses and just kind of being really standoffish, rightfully so, she has a right to. I decided myself to even step back completely from the family too, like not just not my brothers per se, but like my cousins and my aunties and uncles. I just kind of just stepped back from it. And recently what just happened is that a lot of my aunties and uncles are like looking at me, and cousins are looking at me like, yo, what's up? Like, why'd you step back? I don't care what you got going on, like, don't do that, talk to us, be here for it. And I was just like, what? Okay, I just thought like everybody felt that way, I thought everybody was like, nah, we not with that, we're not with that gay shit, so like leave us alone type thing. But you'd be surprised, man, how many people still love you, still want to, be around you, still just want to hear from you, regardless of your sexuality. So definitely don't count people out based off assumptions. That's another lesson that I need to learn. And now you know. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for listening to my episode. It was kind of all over the place, but work with me. Work with me. All right. We're going to get it together. All right. I love y'all. Peace.